Hey sports fans, welcome back to the Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just wanted to touch on two topics that happened yesterday, Saturday. Didn't get a chance to really hit on them till now. Starting off, the Detroit Lions. They wrapped up their draft. Overall thoughts, everyone likes to give a grade. It is what it is. I think it was just a solid draft. I like what the new regime was thinking, addressing the offensive line and defensive line, and obviously Sewell, I think that's how you say his name, Sewell, best offensive lineman in the draft. Great to get him. Then you add some defensive tackle help with Anawanazraiki. I might get these names eventually. McNeil. I know how to say McNeil. And so that's really good that they're attacking the defensive line because the Lions just gave up way too many rushing yards last year. Along with that, they add Mela Fuwu in the secondary out of Syracuse. I think that's a great pickup. Hopefully he can kind of stabilize the secondary a little bit. Okudah hopefully will have a good sophomore season after his tough year last year, but it is what it is. Hopefully that can return to form for Okudah. I did like the pickup of St. Brown from USC. The Lions lost like almost every wide receiver except for I think one was left over. It doesn't really matter because Stafford's gone. It's not like that chemistry is gone now. It's like, no, you're going to have new chemistry. You got a new quarterback. You got a new wide receiver core. Fine. And then the one pick which I really questioned was Jefferson, the running back out of Oregon State. But it's the 7th round. You're just probably taking a flyer, seeing what happens, because I think the Lions running back core is pretty well set. Maybe they're thinking more of him as being a special teams player or something like that. I don't know. So if I would give this a grade, I'd give it a B+. It's a solid draft, nothing crazy. I do like how they got the offensive linemen who, any year that quarterbacks weren't like the hottest thing ever, then, he probably would have been picked in the top 5. So it's nice that the Lions at least got that. You wish they could have traded back, but again, they weren't able to pull that off. So, B+. The second topic of the day was Devante Jones, grad transfer out of Coastal Carolina, I think it is, unless I misspoke there. He decided to transfer to Michigan. At least we think he's going to transfer to Michigan. He still supposedly has his name in the NBA advising factor, where they're going to run, tell him if he should go back or if he should go back to college or come out. I don't know if he has an agent signed or not, but since he came out and said, I'm going to transfer to Michigan, I'm picking Michigan, that's probably a solid indicator that he's going to stick with the college route. But you never know. Anyways, hoping he sticks with Michigan. You're getting a player who kind of showed two different skill sets in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, he was the point guard primarily, and he averaged 17 points, great, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, excellent. The past year, he went to being more of the 2 guard, and he was more of the shooter, and his points went up to 19, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, so that really dropped off. Well, you can think about it. You watch highlights of him. As a 2 spot, he is definitely attacking the rim. I think he'll do great with that. Michigan will really put the ball out from Dickinson, and then he will pass the ball around, get an open 3, and I think he likes to drive to the lane and go for layups. He gets fouled a lot, and he hits 86% of his free throws, which I think is just outstanding. So he can play the point guard. He can play the shooting guard, and it'll be interesting to see how Coach Juwan Howard has him go. I think it's very similar again to Mike Smith, who signed up with Michigan last year out of, I think it was Cornell, where he was, the really good offensive player, and then he changed his roles to fit what Michigan needed. I think you'll see the same thing with Devante Jones. How will Devante Jones and Eli Brooks balance the 1 and the 2 spot? Maybe, I don't know if Jones will be like the super sub like Chande Brown Jr. was, where he just comes off and out of the bench and is like instant energy. We'll see how it goes. I just hope, it is what it is, I hope that the young potential stars of Michigan don't see this and like, oh, I'm not going to get a chance to play and go and leave. But you know what? If Coach Howard thinks this is a way to make the team better, he can point to how Mike Smith and Chauncey Brown Jr. made the team better, and hopefully they stay the course and stay with Michigan. But to each their own. This does put a little bit of a scholarship crunch slightly on the team. Officially, they are 1 scholarship over. However, everyone's expecting Franz Wagner to announce he's going to go pro. That would get them back to the scholarship quota. But I tell you what, I don't know how it would go. Maybe they would do it again with Franz Wagner wanted to come back. Maybe they'd make Chase Howard, I should say, go back to being a preferred walk-on or something. I don't know if he would want to do that or not. But they toyed with that last year where Chase Howard was going to be a preferred walk-on, and then at the end, we had enough scholarships for him to be a scholarship player. Telling you what, if you can get Franz Wagner to come back, yeah, Chase Howard, you need to go back to preferred walk-on. Sorry. But we'll see how it goes. I still think Franz Wagner is a top 10 draft pick. I still think he's going to go pro. But time will tell. The portal has been really strong, really good for Michigan so far. Hopefully Howard pulled the right recruiting, got the right recruit to come into Michigan. I'm really excited watching his tape. Devante Jones, obviously the Sun Belt is not the same as the Big Ten, but neither was the Ivy League with Cornell where Mike Smith came from. So hopefully it'll work out well. I think he's taller too. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's 6'1", where Mike Smith was like 5'10", so that was 3 inches. Those are really a liability for Mike Smith in the tournament when he was playing taller guards. So hopefully, a little bit taller. Hopefully they'll help. Hey, those are just my foolish thoughts on the Detroit Lions draft and the Michigan pickup of Devante Jones. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate that. As always, put those comments in the box. I try to respond as possible. Let me know. And thanks again to the subscribers. Appreciate those guys as well. Until I see you guys next time. Go Blue!